everyone. Welcome back. We're at the end of week 3 of distance learning. So we've all survived a few weeks. I know we have a few weeks to go. And we don't really know the end outcome yet, or maybe we do by this point. I don't know. I'm a week ahead of myself on these recordings. So hopefully all is going well. I miss seeing you guys. I am really starting to not like teaching from home because I do really miss seeing all of you in my classroom, and it's just not the same without you here. But anyways, this is how we're doing it, so we're going to just keep going. We're going to keep going with equations. Today we're going to start off pretty simple with just reminding ourselves how to solve 1- and 2-step equations. So here we go. It is the 17th of April already, so we're halfway through the month, and hopefully the weather's starting to get nicer outside. I know that's going to make it a little bit harder to actually make sure and get your work done. But if you get it done first thing in the morning, you have the rest of the day to enjoy the nice outdoor weather. So moving on here, solving 1- and 2-step equations, we have to think back for a moment and remember our goal of solving an equation. Remember that the goal of solving an equation is to isolate the variable. And what does isolate mean? Well, isolate means we want to get the variable by itself. So we are going to be very careful in how we do that. These first equations are going to be really, really simple for us, and I think most of them you'll be able to do in your head, but as we move forward and move on to more complicated equations, I know that it's going to be harder to do in our head. So let's start with some pretty simple 1-step equations. Now, I know we can do these in our heads, but I still want you to be in the habit of drawing that line down the middle and undoing our operations. So 4x means 4 times x, and the opposite of multiply is to divide by 4. So we divide both sides by 4, and we get x equals 8. Now, I know that's pretty simple, and we can check that. 4 times 8 equals 32, so we have 32 equals 32, and it works. Okay, the second one, we would divide by -2. So we'd have x equals 98 divided by -2. In my calculator, I'm just going to do 98 divided by 2 to get 49. And then remember that when you have one negative sign, it's negative, so the answer is -49. And so -2 times -49. A negative times a negative is positive, so we would end up with 98. And it works. Okay, the last 1-step equation, we have 7 times c equals -56. The opposite of multiply is to divide by 7. So we're going to divide each side by 7, and we have c equals -8. Okay, checking that, 7 times -8 should equal -56. And we end up with -56 equals -56. So those are very basic 1-step equations. You do have to know how to show your work yet. Now we're going to move on to another type of equation, which is still kind of a 1-step, but we have to do one other step before that. We have to combine like terms first. So we have to look at each side of the equation and look if we can simplify anything. Now in this case, I can put a 1 in front of that x, and we can put these together because they are like terms. So 1x plus 3x is 4x equals 48, and now we can solve them just like we did on the last one. So we're going to divide by 4, and we get x equals 48 divided by 4 is 12. Okay, now when we check this, we can't just go to this step. We're going to go back to the original. So x plus 3x equals 48. And when I substitute everything in here, x is 12, so I'm going to put 12 in for x and 12 in for x here. So we have 12 plus 3 times 12 is 36, and we end up with 48, which is what we wanted. Okay, one more. Again, we're going to combine like terms. We can put a 1 in front of this c. So 7c minus 1c is 6c equals 102. And then we're going to divide by 6. And so we end up with c equals 102 divided by 6 is 17. So when I check that, I go back to the original equation. Okay, so we have, and whoops, this should not say 17, it should say 7C. Okay, we put 17 in for C. So 7 times 17 is 119, minus 1 times 17 is 17, and 119 minus 17 is 102. So we get the answer that we wanted, so my answer of C equals 17 is correct. Okay? Then just a couple more solving some two-step equations. Remember, these get solved the same way. Our goal is to get the variable by itself. So the variable, remember back way towards the beginning of the year, we said the variable always has a best friend. And in this case, x is the variable, 4 is its best friend. And we need to get rid of the plus 3. So to get rid of that, we minus 3 from both sides. These cross off. We have 4x equals 15 minus 3 is 12. And then we divide by 4. And we get x equals 3. We can check to make sure that that works. We get 4x plus 3 equals 15. And we're going to put 3 in for x. So 4 times 3 is 12, plus 3 is 15, and my answer works. Okay, last one for the day. Whoa, that was a crazy line. So draw my line down the middle. I want to circle the variable and its best friend so that they stay together. We're going to minus 3 from both sides to get rid of the plus 3. So we have negative 2x equals negative 11 minus 3. Now, remember, we can keep that, we can change that to plus a negative 3. And negative 11 plus negative 3 is negative 14. And then divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. X equals 7. Okay, I'm going to go back and check my work real quickly. Negative 2x plus 3 equals negative 11, just rewriting the problem. I'm going to replace the x with 7. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14, plus 3 is negative 11. So my answer works. Okay, your homework today is going to be just a few quick problems. Instead of having it as a Canvas quiz, we are going to use Kami to submit your answers and your work, so that I can see that you're actually doing your work. I will give you some instructions of how to do that and how that will all work. It should be pretty simple. You're going to use your Chromebook to be able to show your work. If for any reason it's not working for you, please just email me and let me know, and we'll come up with another way to do that. Okay, thanks guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather outside. We're halfway through April, so here we go. Have a great day, guys.